Hello kids, hope you all are doing good. Today we will see the second video of our chapter 11, transportation, plants and animals, and today we will deal with the topic heart. Okay, we will start. Now heart, heart is a muscular organ. Okay, it is located in our chest cavity. Now see the location of your heart. It is located in your chest cavity, and the lower tip of your heart is having a slight tilting towards the left side of your body. Okay, so this is the location of your heart. And what is the function of your heart? The heart acts as a pump for the circulation of your blood, and the heart pumps throughout your life. Until you are alive, the heart will be pumping our blood. Okay, the heart will never stop its working. Now you know what is the size of your heart? Your heart is almost the size of your fist. Okay, your heart is almost the size of your fist, and it continuously works throughout your life. So today we will be studying in detail about the working of your heart. Okay. Now this is the structure of your heart. This is how your heart is when you take a sectional view of it. Okay, your heart is actually a 4-chambered structure. It is having 4 chambers or 4 compartments inside it. Okay, the presence of this 4 chambers in heart will prevent the mixing of pure and impure blood with each other. Okay, so you can see a 4-chambered heart in all the higher group of organisms, including human beings. Now observe this diagram. There are 4 chambers. See, I will put the numbers. This is chamber number 1, number 2, 3 and 4. Okay, chamber number 1 and 2, or the upper 2 chambers, you call them as atrium or atria. You are having the chamber which is towards the right side, you call it as a right atrium. The one towards the left side, you call it as the left atrium. Right atrium, left atrium. Clear? So the upper 2 chambers are called as the atria or atrium. Okay, the lower 2, you call them as the ventricles. 3 and 4 are the ventricles. The one towards the right, you call it as, yes, right ventricle. Towards the left, you call it as left ventricle. Hope it is clear. Okay, so on the right side, you are having one atria and a ventricle. On the left side, you are having a left atria and a left ventricle. Hope the 4 chambers are clear for you. Okay, now these 4 chambers, can you see a septum here? Okay, atrial and ventricular. No need to study the name. Just study the name septum. That is enough for you. Okay, it's a muscular sheet which separate the chambers of the heart. These chambers, the left and right side of the heart, is separated by means of a muscular sheet or the septa. Clear? And this will prevent the mixing of blood, pure and impure blood. Actually, the right side of your heart carries impure blood. That is why it is denoted in blue color. The left side of your heart carries pure blood. It is red in color. Can you identify the color from this diagram? Right side, both the chambers are blue. They carry impure blood. Left side, both the chambers are red. They carry pure blood. And this blue and red colored portion of the heart is separated by a septa. Hope the chambers and the septa is clear for you. Okay, children. Now observe the right side of the heart. Observe the 2 chambers on the right side, right atria and right ventricle. You can see something in between these 2. You can see a valve. Remember, we studied about valve. Where did we study about this valve? Remember, in the first video we studied about the different blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries. There you studied that arteries will not have valve, but veins will have valve, and you studied that valves can open and close. When a valve opens, the blood can flow through it. When the valve closes, the blood will be not flowing. The blood flow will be obstructed. Okay, the similar thing is present here also. In between the two chambers, in between atria and ventricles, there are valves on the right and left side of your heart. The valve which is present between the right atria and right ventricle, you call it as the tricuspid valve, whereas the valve which is present in between the left chambers of the heart, you call it as the mitral valve. Now observe the diagram once more carefully. Here both the valves are right now open. Can you see the open valve in the diagram? Yes. When the valve is open, the blood can easily flow from atria to ventricle. Here also from atria to ventricle, the blood can easily flow because the valve is open. Now how will this blood flow? The heart is a muscular organ. The muscles can contract and relax. That is the movement of a muscle, isn't it? The muscles will move and the movement is mainly contraction and relaxation. Again contraction, relaxation. Now when the heart muscles contract, when the muscles of heart, actually the muscles of heart contract separately. The muscles of atria and the muscles of ventricles will contract separately. When the muscles of the atria contract, right and left atria when they contract, the blood which is there in the atria will be squeezed into the ventricles. Can you imagine it? So when these atria are contracted, the blood will be squeezed. Okay, and when the valve is open, the blood will run into the ventricles. Okay, yes. Once the blood is in the ventricle, this valve will immediately close. Now the blood is trapped inside the ventricle. Now what will happen when the ventricles contract? There are blood vessels which start from the ventricles. The blood cannot flow back into the atria because the valve will immediately close once the blood flows into the ventricles from the atria. Clear? Now when the ventricles contract, the blood will be flowing out of the heart through the blood vessels. Now we will study about the blood vessels in the next diagram. So in this diagram I just wanted to show you the 4 chambers of the heart, the valve between the chambers and the septa in between the right and left side of your heart. Hope this much is clear. We will see about the blood vessels. Okay. Now coming to the blood vessels in your heart. This is a rough diagram which is drawn by me. Kindly excuse, maybe a little bit weird, isn't it? Okay. Now see this diagram. Now these are the 4 chambers of your heart. The first 2 chambers you call them as, remember? Atria. Atrium. The lower 2 you call them as the ventricles. Okay. Right atria, right ventricle. Left atria, left ventricle. Now see, there is a septa in the center. Then here I have not shown the valves as open, they are closed right now. Okay, now we will study about the blood vessels. Now listen carefully. See, this is the first blood vessel, vena cava. Vena cava is the blood vessel which carry the blood from all the parts of your body, from every cell of your body. The branches of vena cava will be carrying the blood. And finally, all this blood, impure blood, will be coming and falling into the right atria of your heart. Is this clear? We have studied already in the previous diagram that the right side of your heart carries what blood? Here, impure blood. Whereas the left side of your heart carries pure blood. Okay. So, all the impure blood collected from different parts of your body will come and fall into the right auricle through the vena cava. Hope it is clear. Once the blood is in the right atria, see this is the blood vessel, vena cava. See, from the cells blood is coming to the right atria. From the right atria, when the valve opened, the blood flows to the right ventricle. Clear? From the right ventricle, once the blood is inside the ventricle, the valve will close. I told you there are blood vessels which start from the ventricles. From the right ventricle, the blood vessel which opens to the lungs, you call it as the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. Okay, it will carry the blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. Hope it is clear. Okay, so which are the blood vessels on the right side of your heart? Vena cava and pulmonary artery. Okay, now the lungs will take this blood. Okay, and what will the lungs do with the impure blood? The lungs will purify the impure blood. Once the blood is purified, the pure blood will come back to the heart once more. The blood which has gone from the heart will come back to the heart once more. So it is coming to the heart for the second time again. Okay, now it takes another route through another blood vessel, only it comes back to the heart. Now which is that blood vessel which carry the blood back to heart? It is the pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein will carry the blood from lungs to your heart. To which part of your heart? To your left atria. See, pulmonary vein. This is the pulmonary vein. The blood is coming from the lungs to the left atria. Okay. Now what will happen? The valve will open. The blood will flow from the atria to the ventricle. Once the blood is in the ventricle, the valve will close. The blood from the ventricle will slowly move. When the ventricles contract, they move to another blood vessel. You call it as the aorta. Aorta will carry the pure blood from the left ventricle, see, to the cells of your body, to all the cells of your body. The pure blood is transported from heart by the aorta. Hope this is clear. So, these are the 4 major blood vessels in your heart. Now, one thing you have to remember, pulmonary, the name pulmonary indicates something which is in relation with your lungs. Pulmonary, pulmo, something which is in relation with your lungs. So, the blood vessel going and coming from the lungs, going to the lungs and coming from the lungs starts with the name pulmonary. So, it will be easy for you to identify. Pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, both are going and coming from or to the lungs. Both are associated with the lungs only. Okay. So, with this all the 4 blood vessels and the direction of blood flow is over. Hope it is clear. Now, once more, this diagram is given in your textbook. The same diagram which I have shown earlier. Okay, it is given in another format. This is how your heart actually looks like. It is not as we have shown in the diagram. This is how it looks like. It is much more complicated when you see. Okay, so these are the 4 chambers that are all the different blood vessels coming to the heart and going away from the heart. Everything is mentioned here. You can refer your textbook for this. Okay. Now, this is a schematic diagram of circulation. What we have studied till now. Okay, we will take a quick revision with this schematic diagram. Ready all of you? Okay. Now, circulation is a process which happens in your body. The circulatory fluid in your body is your blood. Blood will be transporting all the nutrients, oxygen, waste, etc. in your body. Okay, now the circulation, okay, the major organ which is associated with the process of circulation is your heart. The heart will undergo contraction and relaxation which help in the process of circulation. Okay, now the circulation occurs between your heart, your lungs and your body cells. So, the circulation occurs between the heart, lungs and the body cells. Now, we will see how it occurs. Okay. So, the whole process once more. So, the left side of your heart and the right side of your heart. See, this is the right side. Right side of your heart carries what blood? Impure blood. You remember, impure blood means, see, I will write here impure. Impure blood means the blood which is low in oxygen and high in carbon dioxide. Whereas, the left side of your heart carries pure blood. The blood which is having high content of oxygen and low amount of carbon dioxide is called as pure blood. Okay, the pure blood is indicated by red color, impure blood is indicated by blue color. Okay, now from your body, Okay, all the waste materials collected from your body, the blood which is carrying all the waste materials from your body will be coming towards the heart. Can you identify this blood vessel which comes and open to this right, towards this right atrium? You remember? It is the vena cava. So, this is your vena cava. Vena cava will come and open into the right atria. From the right atria, blood will come to the right ventricle. From there, it will be taken by the pulmonary artery. First, for purification towards the lungs. Okay, your lungs will be purifying the blood. After the purification process, the pure blood from the lungs will come out through the pulmonary vein. The pulmonary vein will take this pure blood to your left atria, left side of your heart. Okay, from the left atria, the blood moves to a left ventricle. From the left ventricle, the pure blood is taken to all the parts of your body by the major blood vessel called as aorta. So, hope this is clear. This is a schematic diagram of circulation. Okay, now I want you to just note something here in this diagram. You remember in the first video we have studied about arteries and veins. There we have studied that arteries carry pure blood, veins carry impure blood. But right now when I told you about the heart, I was continuously telling you that pulmonary artery will be carrying impure blood for purification towards the lungs. Pulmonary vein will take pure blood from the lungs towards the heart. So, something is different there. Have I mistaken somewhere, or what do you feel? Actually, the only artery in your body which carry impure blood is the pulmonary artery. All other arteries will carry pure blood only. Clear? Similarly, the only vein which carries pure blood in your body is your pulmonary vein. Hope it is clear. Okay, don't forget. So, schematic diagram is over. So, once more, pulmonary artery is the only artery which carry impure blood. All other arteries carry pure blood. Similarly, pulmonary vein is the only vein which carry oxygen rich or pure blood. Okay. Now, the movement of your heart, I told you earlier, the heart will be contracting and relaxing. This contraction and relaxation of your heart, okay, is what is called as a heartbeat. One contraction plus one relaxation is called as a heartbeat. The heartbeat can be felt in different parts of your body. In the major blood vessels, you can feel this heartbeat as a throbbing. When the heart beats, when the heart contracts every time, the blood will be rushing out of the heart and the blood will be flowing through these blood vessels, which will cause a throbbing in the blood vessels. You can identify this throbbing in different parts of your body. Just touch your hand in the wrist region and just observe it. Just close your eyes and just identify. You can feel that heartbeat here. You call this throbbing as your pulse or your pulse rate. Clear? You can count this pulse rate in a minute. Okay, by checking it here. Just keep your fist, just keep your finger on your fist and you feel your pulse rate. So, the number of times the heart beats in a minute, you call it as the pulse or the heart rate. Clear? Now, how can we identify this heartbeat? How will doctors identify this heartbeat? They use an instrument called as stethoscope. Stethoscope is a device which is used to amplify the sound of your heart. Doctors will use this device in order to check you, isn't it, when you go to a doctor. Now, this instrument you all might have seen. Actually, the stethoscope is having three parts. We will see which are the different parts of a stethoscope. This is the first part. You call it as the chest piece. This is the part which the doctors keep on your chest, or the area where the doctors want to identify. They will keep that chest piece on that area. The chest piece is having a small diaphragm, okay, on it, and this chest piece will identify the heartbeat. Okay, the heartbeat can be identified. It will be taken by the sound waves will be taken by the chest piece. Then there is a second part. Okay, this one or this one. This you call it as the tube. The tube will connect the chest piece to the third part of your stethoscope. The third part you call it as the earpiece. So, tube is the second part. Okay, earpiece. Earpiece is the part which the doctors keep on their ears to hear the sound. Okay, so this tube, see the long tube, it starts from the chest piece and it ends in the earpiece. The tube will carry the sound waves which the chest piece receive towards the earpiece. That is a function of tube. So, hope the three parts of stethoscope is clear for you. Okay. So, with that heartbeat is also over. So, with this we are winding up today's video. Hope the video was clear. You studied in detail about the structure and the function of your heart today. So, study well. Have a safe day. Bye.